Who in training?
Mayor in training.
Nice to meet you. That's good. I like that. How's it going? Every time I talk, you get in trouble. That's true too. It seems like every time I talk, every time I get my microphone, I get in trouble for something. Stay away. I guess we have something in common there. Yeah, we do. I like this. I like this prediction. Since I think I'm the last guy to sit here. Am I the last guy to sit here? Almost. Ashley goes before me? That's not fair. I don't think she goes before me.
I don't know. I'm just here. I was sent an application.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our City Council regular meeting. Today is February 21st, 2023, and if we can all stand for our Pledge of Allegiance. Ready, begin. If we can all remain standing for a moment of silence for our first responders and military members. Thank you. Roll call, please.
Roll call. Councilmember Roth.
Present.
Councilmember Mann.
Present.
Councilmember Soto.
Present.
Mayor Pro Tem Samra. Mayor Moran.
Present.
For the record, Mayor Pro Tem, and the council are in attendance.
Thank you. Council, are there any changes to the agenda? Okay, I hear none. Moving forward, citizen comments. This section of the agenda allows members of the public to address the City Council on any item not otherwise on the agenda. Members of the public, when recognized by the mayor, should come forward to the lectern and identify themselves. Comments are normally limited to 3 minutes. In accordance with state open meeting laws, no action will be taken by the City Council this evening. For items which are on the agenda this evening, members of the public will be provided an opportunity to address the City Council as each item is brought up for discussion. Are there any citizen comments? Please come up to the lectern. Can you identify yourself for the record?
Good evening. My name is Javier Caltenco, Public Information Officer with the U.S. Small Business Administration, Office of Disaster Assistance. And I'm here because we have a declaration. The governor excuse me, of California requested disaster assistance from the federal government. Therefore, due to the severe winter storms, flooding and mudslides. Therefore, the Small Business Administration is offering low-interest federal disaster loans to businesses of all sizes, most private nonprofit organizations, homeowners, and renters. Therefore, businesses can qualify up to $2 million to repair or replace real estate or any property that they lost. They could be machinery, supplies, inventory. The businesses can also qualify up to $2 million for the economic injury disaster loan. And that's a working capital loan, so in case they're having a hard time paying any like electricity, their rent, or any expense similar to that. Homeowners can qualify up to $200,000 to repair or replace their primary residence. Homeowners and renters can also qualify up to $40,000 to replace any personal property they lost, including a vehicle. As I mentioned, these are low-interest disaster loans. Therefore, for homeowners, it can be as low as 2.313%. For businesses, it's as low as 3.3%. And for nonprofit organizations, as low as 2.375%. Right now, currently in the state, in the county, we have approved more than $5.4 million. And just to give you an overall, for the whole state, right now we have more than $25 million in approvals, just to give you an idea. We do have two disaster recovery center where FEMA and the Small Business Administration are there with representatives to assist the citizens, anybody who needs to apply. We have a center in Merced, the county fairgrounds. We also have a business recovery center located at the university in Merced. So businesses can go there and apply for disaster assistance as well. We do have a deadline for physical damages is March 16, and for the economic injury disaster loan is October 16. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any more public comments in the chamber? Any comments on the phone? Any comments on the phone? All right, hearing none, we're moving forward. Announcements and reports. City staff announcements and reports. First, we have Mr. Baines.
Good evening, council. Is it working? Good evening, council members, city staff, residents of Livingston. I always want to kind of go over the budget update. We have started the least, I guess, favorite item for our department, our department heads. And I just want to kind of go over a few items that we have already started on and what the update is for the budget. So a little bit background on the budget. The fiscal year 23-24 budget must be adopted by June 30th, 2023, and our fiscal year runs from July 1st, 23 through June 30th, 24. There are a lot of components that go into building a budget. Few of the, I guess, main areas that go into building the 23-24 budget include revenues, expenditures, operating budget, capital budget, general fund, and basically the enterprise funds. The process, key dates that staff has already started or we're kind of projecting on the outline. So budget instructions and memo has been provided to the staff. So that was done in January of this year. Preliminary expenditures provided to finance, so we're giving the department heads until February, which is end of couple of weeks. Preliminary personnel expenditures are completed by February. So what this is each department head will look at their personnel expenditures and let finance know if they're going to add any positions, move any allocation around to the different funds. In March, we're looking at the preliminary review of revenues and expenditures for all the funds throughout the city. April, we're looking at a preliminary workshop to gather council requests. April also will be follow-up with department and staff. So what we do here is basically we look at the wants and the needs of the different funds for the different department heads and their areas, and we as finance work with them to kind of let them know if what their wish list is or their expenditures, operation and maintenance fall within a balanced budget. May of '23, we'll be following up budget discussion with council, and then in May, June, budget will be coming to council for adoption. And any comments or questions that I can answer for council at this time?
Council, any comments or questions? I guess my only question is, how are we doing with the timeline? I mean, does it look like we're on track to present the?
Yes, so the expectation is to have adopted budget as by May, end of May, beginning of June, we should have something to council to look at.
All right, thank you.
Mr. Mayor?
Yes, go ahead.
Mr. Baines, can you, right there, you got it. It just says budget instruction. At what point does the department heads, I know it goes to city manager, at what point do they give you their staffing level requirements in case they want to add
So
positions?
staffing level is on number, right there, end of this month. So February is going to be the preliminary personnel expenditures completed. So right there, on the third one, where it's the preliminary personnel expenditures.
Oh, sorry, I got my glasses broke, so it's kind of hard to see. So, okay, I see it. Thank you.
Any other questions, comments? Anything else? That's it? Good, thank you. Next, we have Police Chief, staffing changes and additions at the Police Department.
Evening, Mayor and Council. We just swore in our new police officer on Monday. So today was day 2 on the job. So we're only down 1 vacancy now, full-time wise at the police department. We were able to get a full-time dispatcher back that had previously left and went to the highway patrol. So that was a good re-addition to our department. And our code compliance officer should be on board within a week. He just had his medical exam today. Hopefully we get positive results from that, and he'll hit the ground running. This last week we had a planned protest at Foster Farms with the group DXE. It wasn't as big as we thought it was going to be, and they were here and gone within a couple hours, so that went peaceful, and they left without any major result or major incident. Any questions? That's all I have.
Any questions? Well, I do have I think, 2 questions. One, so I know that we had a presence from sheriffs at Foster Farms at that time. Did we have any presence and then what happens if for the extra personnel, who covers that cost?
So we brought in extra personnel from the Livingston Police Department.
Okay.
The sheriff's office never actually went out to Foster Farms. We had them staged because they have what's called a mobile force field team with the specialized equipment in the event that they barricade themselves or we don't have the resources to handle that. So we had them on standby. They actually stayed back at our police department and were close in case we needed them.
Good, thank you. And then the other question was, you mentioned about the code enforcement officer, which you're just waiting for some results. So just to let everybody know, that's code enforcement and,
Animal control.
yes. Everybody's been asking, what's happening? And we're like,
Yeah.
it's coming, it's coming.
Yeah.
So it is code enforcement and animal control.
Correct. We combined the two to encompass, general code enforcement throughout the city and animal control at the same time.
All right, perfect, thank you.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes,
perhaps you want to clarify that code enforcement isn't building code, correct?
No,
Yeah, just so when people get the idea that police department is doing code enforcement, just make sure that they're not calling you regarding a building, so just wanted to make sure people understand that.
correct.
all right. Any other questions? Good. All right, thank you, sir.
Jose,
Nick?
excuse
Yes.
me. Perhaps if, not necessarily, but if, what happened to having the officers sworn in at council so that it could be shared with our community?
Well, I don't know. I mean, that's something that we could potentially look into and have it done here during one of our regular council meetings.
Yeah, we can do that.
And, all right, okay.
Because if there are officers on the street, I'd like for the community to know who they are.
Well,
know,
I'd plan to
proper
bring them
introduction.
to introduce them to you people afterwards.
All right, thank you, sir. Next, we have Recreation Superintendent Jackie Benoit.
Good evening, everyone. I'm going to stay on track tonight. I have everything written down, so we will not ramble. I just wanted to give you a poll update. So I have been in contact again with Mr. Perez, who writes our joint use agreements for Merced High School District. And he told me on the 14th that we would have our MOU by no later than Friday the 16th. But I still don't have it, so. And you guys may ask, why is the MOU important? Well, usually with the MOU, there's a cost associated with it. And so we need to know what that cost is in order to do the budget and figure out if it's even going to be feasible. And then you guys will have to decide whether you want to cover those fees or we want to charge more, or, there's just some figuring that needs to go in when we find out what that joint use agreement has. So that's my update on the pool. I also have been in contact with several of the coaches at Merced College, and they're looking for us a swim team coach, so I'm excited about that. Baseball. We had our baseball registration last Thursday, and the line was almost out to C Street. It was really a lot of folks that came in. We are anticipating a lot more people at our March 4th registration, which will be here in this room, 9 a.m. to noon. And I'm just grateful that Happy is going to set us up with a register or something in here so that people don't have to go back and forth. Color Run, April 1st, is our Color Run. Registration deadline for sponsors and for the VIP package is March 13th at 4:30. And again, we are collaborating with the Merced County Indian Chamber of Commerce on this event, and we'll have a holy activity during the run in our Kalian Park with a Taste of India food sampling in Memorial Park following the run. You can sign up online. You can find out more information on our website with a link to the registration, as well as on Facebook. And then last, I just want to give you an update on the Parks, Recreation, and Arts Commission. Tonight, the council will be appointing 4 Parks, Recreation, and Arts Commissioners, and we are anticipating a super busy but fruitful year. We'll be having a meeting on Thursday, and I think I've sent all of you guys a copy of the agenda, and we always, as usual, invite you, Christina, if you'd like to come. No pay, but it's just a great experience. So hopefully we'll see you guys on Thursday. And any questions?
Council, are there any questions, comments?
Do you have an update on the fireworks booths?
We don't have to go to a lottery because there were only 4. And we have youth football, the band boosters, the Apostolic Church, and Livingston Youth Sports. So we got 4 of the 5 booths, and it's always nice when we don't have to go to a lottery, because that means somebody doesn't get it. So everyone gets it who signed up.
Also, I've been in contact with Colton Dennis. Are you familiar with him?
Mm-mm.
He is the executive director for the MAC. So there's a time where if we can schedule a time to meet, because he has some grants and a lot of information that would be beneficial to the recreation and arts. Well, at least the arts, sorry.
Sure. If you could email me or put him in contact with me, I'd love it.
So, Jackie, going back to the pool is very important because people keep on asking me about the pool, and I'm like, we're working on it. But anyways, can you add a little bit of history in regards to the city and for how long has the city been working with the school district, not only with the pool but also with the baseball field, and how does that work? You know, because maybe some folks don't know that the Alvarez Field belongs to the city, but there's an agreement to be used by the high school. And at one time, I do believe, if you can correct me if I'm wrong, but the pool used to belong to the city, or no, or the other way around?
It was built on a community adventure.
Okay.
But it was given to the school district. Wasn't given to the city.
Okay, good. And, yeah, it was given to the high school. Okay. And then what about the Alvarez Field?
So the Alvarez Field has always belonged to the city, but it has become home, of course, for our Wolf varsity team, and they do an amazing job at keeping it pristine. We maintain it, but they keep it pristine. And if there's things that need to be, like they put in the, what is that cement thing around home plate and a mat, they put in that thing. And they're willing to help us do whatever we need. They're getting ready to put in some new foul pole line.
Yeah. So I guess my point was, I kind of wanted it to go back and kind of look at the partnerships that has been there for a long time between the city and the schools, and because it's our interest to kind of support each other. And this pool is another way to continue with the partnership, hopefully. And hopefully we can have it in place before the summer, and to allow our families and our kids to use the pool and have somewhere to go during the hot weather.
And just so that you know, I'm moving in that direction, even though we don't have the joint use in place. Like, if this happens, we're ready to go. We're not going to have to wait for them to give us the joint use before, we've got our classes figuring out where we're going to set them up. We have the lifeguard training scheduled for spring break, and that's already been cleared with the school. We have use of the facility. I've already met with the swim team coach, and they're like so willing to work around whatever we need, because they know how important it is for us to have a successful program, so they can have a successful program. So
yeah, and just something I can add, I think that many of us do realize how important it is, the work that you're doing, because a lot of those kids are growing up and they're going to end up at the high school, whether they're playing softball, baseball, they're swimming or, whatever it is. And those kids are going to be, and I know because we've seen that happen, when this school kind of has way too many kids signed up to try out for any specific team. And a lot of times other schools are struggling just to kind of have their teams together because they don't have enough kids interested. So thanks to all the work that you have done for many years, now we're seeing the results, and hopefully this continues with some kind of agreement with the pool, and hopefully we can provide that for our residents. Anything else you want to add? No? We're good? All right. Thank you, Jackie. Appreciate it. Next, we have our city planner, Miguel Galvez.
Good evening, Mayor, Council, members of the audience, city staff. As you know, the city is involved with updating its general plan. In addition, the city also participates in a regional planning effort. The city is a member of the Merced County Association of Governments, MCAG. MCAG is in the process of updating its regional active transportation plan. So what is this active transportation plan? Well, active transportation refers to human-powered modes of travel like walking, biking. An active transportation plan focuses on increasing these activities through active modes of transportation through transportation infrastructure and program. Such things that come up are identifying a need for safer crosswalks, traffic signals, new and enhanced bike lanes and routes. All these efforts will result in reduced carbon emissions and improve public safety and public health. So what is MCAG asking the city specifically? Basically, and its residents to participate in a regional online survey to share information from our community. This is done in two manners. Thank you, Monica. She posted our city website. On the very top, there's a bar there, the community survey. It's linked to the regional active transportation plan. If you click on it, if you can click on it, it goes to a page here, and here you're able to access the survey, and you're able to access an interactive plan. The survey has 10 questions. You can click on it there. They're real short. It should take about a minute. Which community are you representing? Again, this is an activity that's being conducted countywide. And you can go through there, are you a student, are you a parent, so on and so forth. Then ask questions about, how do you get around? Do you walk and do you ride a bike, things like that. And then you can go further on. But this is a survey that's being done region-wide. And again, the results will also identify needs identified by the residents here in Livingston. At the end, you just submit it. And all this will be used to identify needs, goals, and things like that. If you can back out of this and go to the interactive plan, the one on the bottom, the regional interactive map, I should say. This is an opportunity, again, countywide. If you can kind of zoom into Livingston, on the very top, you see some icons. There's some blue icons of people walking. It says, you can go to the Livingston area, you kind of scroll over there. You can drag those icons there, the people, and then you can put information there. So you can put barriers to walking on the first left. So if you were to see a barrier to walk, you would drag that icon, the upper left one, and where you think the barrier is, and then you just add information there. You can add pictures and things like that. I did a couple, for example. One barrier that I kind of identified was people that are crossing the railroad tracks across Main Street. That's an issue because people that are on motor scooters, they have to go into the actual drive lane, and that's a concern. Another is perhaps people crossing the freeway over Main Street because there's no lighting on that sidewalk there. So you have the ability to kind of mark it. You can add pictures on here, and so it kind of tells the story of our community. So this is very interactive. You can identify other issues. So again, you're identifying opportunities and constraints for walking, opportunities and constraints for biking. So this is a great opportunity for our residents to get involved, for the council to get involved and kind of relay what the concerns are for not only our community, but also, you know, for the region. Again, the main goal is to help reduce air pollution and help improve the health of our residents. That's pretty much it. This is available on our website. If you have any questions, I'm happy to respond to them, or we're just another partner in the regional transportation efforts.
Any questions, council? So I do have one question now that you mentioned it, and I know that we talked a little bit, or I mentioned it once before, in regards to that lighting in that section of the on Main Street over the freeway. I do believe somebody said that that's city's responsibility. Is that city's responsibility to add lighting to that section if we need to? Or?
I don't know for sure, but I'll find out. I don't know if Tony is aware.
Above the overpass on Main?
Good evening, Tony Avina, Public Works Superintendent. At one time, we did have some plans that were to add to the downtown beautification that was already been done and completed. I think there was another phase that we may need to research, Miguel, but there was some type of plan put in place to further it all the way down to the business district as far as the Speedy Car Wash area. So that was supposed to be either before the bridge and then after the bridge. We cannot put anything on the bridge itself because of that, the Caltrans. But there was some plans slated to start something there and continue it all the way to the business district on the north side. But we will have to research that.
Yeah, typically any right-of-way that belongs to Caltrans is responsible for maintaining it, for its design standards and things like that. I just was not unsure, I was unsure whether or not we had any agreements with Caltrans for any maintenance and infrastructure responsibilities. But by and large, Caltrans is responsible for those type of improvements.
Yeah, because I know in the past we had some concerns where that area is very dark, and sometimes during the summer we have people walking in those areas. If something happens or if they fall or something like that, or it just becomes dangerous, especially in that section of the train tracks, especially. But, you know, just, and then if not, then we need to come up with a plan B.
Yeah, we'll get together, Miguel, because I know there was something that was in plan at one time. Okay?
Okay, sure.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Anything else? All right, I guess you're good. Thank you. Next, we have city manager announcements and reports.
Mayor, good evening. Just a couple items on my side. I really want to thank the council and the staff for being so welcoming. Everyone's been so nice and providing me with information, and I'm really just happy to be here. The second item is obviously getting acclimated and up to date with priority projects, status of various items. So getting acclimated, it's going to take some time, but appreciate everyone's forthcoming of information. Thank you, Mayor.
All right. Any questions for city manager, interim city manager? We're good. All right. Thanks. We have next we have city council members announcements and reports. Mr. Jason.
Unfortunately, I don't have anything to report.
Thank you. Next we have Ms. Soto. Anything to report?
Just want to announce that as part of the Merced County Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, they will be hosting the Mercados. Those are back. They are every other month starting March 2nd. It's the first Thursday. We will be celebrating Women's History Month, so it's going to be an event. So those vendors that we have in Livingston are small business owners, entrepreneurs. We are also going to have a small business challenge. It's $1,000. When entrepreneurs are those that want to bring out their ideas actually and need assistance with them, the chamber can also do that. But there will be a $1,000 giving to proposals that are brought to the Mercado. That application, not even applications, but information was put on Facebook, and you can even go to the Merced County Hispanic Chamber of Commerce website. Also, there is a deadline for I spoke on the Veterans of Foreign Wars. There are a few scholarships available to our youth. There's two of them. One is K through 8, and the other is 9 through 12. The application deadline for that is March 31st. Again, that information can also be found on the auxiliary reps website from the VFW, or I also posted it on Facebook. So just putting it out there for those wanting to get up to, at least if you go all the way to national, that scholarship is $35,000. So it would be worth everybody's while to get it and look at those links that are provided and look at the scholarships and the criteria. So that deadline is fast approaching for our students. And that's it.
Thank you. Next, Mr. Mann, anything to report?
Thank you, Mayor. Nothing specifically, but I do want to let everybody know that work continues behind the scenes on old business. We're extremely focused on putting old issues behind us as we look forward and rebuilding. And I was also made aware just a moment ago that our Livingston boys varsity team brought home the banner versus their win with Kimball over in Elk Grove. So congratulations to them. That's a great win. Thank you.
Thank you. Mayor Pro Tem?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I don't have anything to report other than to say that mosquito abatement had a meeting today. It was a very light agenda. We approved considerations for attending legislative sessions in Sacramento. If somebody wants to go, surplus some equipment, and looked at the warrants and passed those. It was a pretty light agenda for mosquito. Not too many mosquitoes in February, so thank you.
Well, let's keep it that way. Doesn't matter what month of the year is. Keep those mosquitoes away.
Yeah, perfect, yes.
All right, thank you. I do have a few items to report. I attended the MCAG meeting, and during that meeting, they share information in regards to some CAL FIRE grants to plant some trees. So maybe if we're interested, we can look into that and for green space areas and stuff like that. So maybe it would be a good idea to at least take a look at at those grants, and maybe we can consider applying for one and seeing how we can use it. I'm sure we can use some trees around the city. I know that I spoke to some people, and there are some trees that need to be replaced. And so maybe we can use that opportunity for some funding. I also attended the new board orientation at MCAG. That was just almost probably longer than some of our council meetings. Well, it was only 3 hours, but to me, it seemed like 5 hours. It was a lot of information, but it was very useful. We got to learn, or I got to learn about a lot of the different things that we have in the county and that sometimes we're not really aware of. So anyways, that was very informational. And about a week and a half ago, I met with Livingston Tobacco Youth Group. They have some, it's a group of high school students, and they have some very good ideas and very strong concerns. So I was very happy to meet with them and kind of, get a chance to listen and see their perspective and what are some of the things that they want to accomplish within the next year or so. So I think that we will be hearing from them soon. And also congratulations to the Livingston High School soccer team. Last night they played in Sacramento. They brought home the championship banner. So a lot of good things going on here in the community. And for anyone that wants to attend, I know that some of us are planning to attend, at least I am, tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow is Wednesday, at 5 p.m. At the Merced Civic Center. There's going to be the RWEA tipping fee study, which will affect all of Merced County in regards to if everybody has a garbage can at home. So, you want to know what's happening and what's coming our way. So this meeting is tomorrow, and it's open to the public, 5 p.m. at the Merced Civic Center in Merced, California. And that's it for me. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to provide an opportunity for public comment in regards to any of the reports that were just presented. Any questions, comments? All right. Seeing none, moving forward, consent agenda. So next, we have 3 items in the consent agenda. The waiving of reading of ordinance and resolutions, ratified check warrants, and resolutions reporting AB 1012. What is the pleasure of the council in regards to the consent agenda?
Mr. Mayor, I make the motion to approve the consent agenda.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor. Do I have a second?
I'll second that motion.
We have first and second. Roll call, please.
Roll call. Councilmember Roth?
Yes.
Councilmember Mann?
Yes.
Councilmember Soto?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Samra?
Yes.
Mayor Moran?
Yes.
Motion approved by a vote of 5-0.
Okay, next we have discussion and potential action items. Item number 4, resolution appointing Ashley Gonzalez, Linda Plasencia, and Kenneth Avelo as commissioners and Melissa A. Cypress Burning as alternate commissioners to the Parks, Recreation, and Arts Commission. Jackie?
All right. So this is exciting for me. We've got a bunch of great candidates, and they're movers and shakers, and we're going to get a lot of stuff done this year. So I bring before you a recommendation that the City Council adopt Resolution 2023- whatever it winds up being, appointing 4 Parks, Recreation, and Arts Commissioners, 3 commissioners, and 1 alternate for the terms remaining on exiting commissioners. Ashley Gonzalez with the expiration of 1/31/25, Linda Plasencia with the expiration of 1/31/26, Kenneth Abelo with the expiration of 1/31/26, and alternate Melissa A. Cypress Vernig with 1/31/26. So the 3 of the applicants have been involved in the Livingston recreation programs and understand the department's goals and philosophies. Melissa has been involved in recreation programming in other districts. Background, on January 9th in 2023, Commissioner Hector Becerra and Commissioner Suki Johal submitted resignations to the recreation superintendent, stating that their other commitments had become too great to be able to fulfill their commitment to the commission. On January 9th, Commissioner Gerardo Aguilar was notified that due to his absence, his seat was determined to be vacated according to the Municipal Code 2-3-3. On January 26th, alternate Commissioner Omar's seat was deemed vacant due to unexcused absences according to the Municipal Code, Section 2-3-3. And none of the 4 have completed their terms, so the appointed commissioners will be filling the remainder of the exiting commissioners' terms as follows. Hector Becerra's term expired 1/31/25. Suki Johal and Gerardo Aguilar and Omar Herrera's term expired 1/31/26. The City Council was notified at the January 17th, 2023 meeting about 3 of the 4 vacancies, and that the vacant positions were being publicized, and that qualified applicants would be brought to them at the February 21st meeting for appointments. The vacancy was posted on the digital signboard and the website as well as Facebook on January 18th. And on February 14th, a total of 4 applications were submitted by the deadline at 5 p.m. Applications received by the deadline, Ashley Gonzalez, Linda Placencia, Kenneth Abloh, and Melissa A. Cyphers Vernig. Attached are the 4 applications. The parties have been asked to attend the council tonight to answer any questions that you may have. Appointing the 4 members will fill the vacancies and give the commission 7 members and 2 alternates.
Well, that was very good. Questions, comments? Can we hear from the,
They're all here to answer any questions you may have, or even if you want to have them introduce themselves to you, that would be nice too.
How about just saying their name, they can just stand up so we know.
or if they want to come over and say a
Either
few
way,
words?
whatever makes them easy.
Thank you.
So Ashley Gonzalez.
I kind of know everybody anyway, but still,
My name's Ashley Gonzalez, and trying something new and getting a little bit more involved, and happy to join the team.
Good evening, Council, Mayor. My name is Kenneth Abloh. I'm a resident. It's nice to see you, new face. A resident here. I've been here for, I don't know, we've been a couple of years now. I've coached baseball. I've been assistant coach soccer. I've coached baseball for other communities. I've also volunteered for other community projects and as well. I look forward to serving and helping Jackie and Tony. I see how supportive they are for the children, and that's my goal as well. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening. We've met once before. My name is Melissa Cyphers. We'll leave the Vernig off. I know it makes people uncomfortable. I'm a soccer referee for 10 years. Played soccer for 15 years. Swam competitively all through high school. I was a resident of Turlock for 35 years before I moved here 2 years ago. Involved in the Gallo Center for the Arts, heavily involved with the Turlock Community Theater and the Denair Gaslight Theater. What else did we discuss? Turlock Youth Cheer, 4 more years than I care to admit. I won't coach. My dad plays in several bands, so we are very much looking forward to adding to the lineup for any concerts in the park. One of them is a marching band that would love to play for 4th of July festivities that we could maybe plan in the future. Any questions?
Thank you.
Hi, Linda Placencia here. Yes, I just am very excited to be here and be involved and work under the great direction of Jackie here. I have been coaching now for the last 2 years on our youth soccer, and I absolutely love it, and I would like to outreach in the future and learn other coaching, softball, and I just love every aspect of it. I think we need a lot more on the lineup for our community. I just want to be involved, want to help out, and I'm very excited and would be privileged to be a part of this team. Thank you. Oh, I also am the district commissioner for the Boy Scouts of America. Right here at Camp McConnell. And so any way, shape, or form that we could get all of our children involved with outdoor activities is very important to me. Yes.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. All right, okay. So at this time, I'd like to open it up for public comment on the phone. In the chambers? Okay, I'm bringing that back to the dais. Any questions, comments, suggestions, motions?
Mr. Mayor, I think we have really good candidates. I'd like to make the motion to appoint Ashley, Linda, and Ken, and Melissa as an alternate to the Parks and Recreation Commission.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
We have a first and a second. Roll call, please.
Just want to confirm that Councilmember Roth, you second?
Yes.
Yes.
Roll call, Councilmember Roth,
Yes.
Councilmember Mann,
Yes.
Councilmember Soto,
Yes.
Samra,
Yes.
Mayor Moran.
Yes.
Motion approved by a vote of 5-0.
Thank you.
I just want to bring attention that also our other rec commissioners are here tonight in support, and our liaisons here tonight too. And we're not just a team, we're a family. So I'm really excited for the days to come.
Thank you and congratulations once again. Now the work has begun. All right. Moving forward, item number 5, resolution appointing Jose Flores as alternate planning commissioner.
Good evening once again. Miguel Galvez, Contract City Planner. At the City Council's meeting of January 17, 2023, the council appointed Steve Bassi, Andres Fuentes, and Happy Baines as regular members of the Planning Commission. These appointments created 2 vacancies in the position of alternatives to the Planning Commission. The term for these seats, for seat number 1, alternative, is scheduled to expire December 31st, 2024. Seat number 2, which is vacant, is scheduled to expire December 31st, 2023. The city advertised 2 alternative planning commission vacancies from January 19th through February 15th, 2023. Only 1 application was submitted. An application from Mr. Jose Flores was submitted within the timeline. Staff recommends that Mr. Jose Flores be appointed as an alternate planning commissioner with a term expiring December 31st, 2024. Since there was a modest response from the city's advertisement for those interested in serving in the commission, staff wishes to ask the council to continue to advertise to fill the second member position. In conclusion, staff recommends that the council consider adopting the resolution appointing Jose Flores as an alternate member to the Planning Commission with a term expiring December 31st, 2024, and to direct staff to continue to advertise for a second alternative member to the Planning Commission. Staff is glad to respond to any questions. I know that Mr. Flores is present, and I would encourage him to come up and share a little bit about himself.
When he gets done, I'd like to say a few things about him too.
I'm in trouble.
Hello, Mr. Flores.
Hello, my name, Council and Mayor. My name is Jose Flores. I've been a longtime resident of Livingston. Currently applied for the position of alternate for Planning Commission, just due to the fact that I do have a lot of background in that sort of thing. I worked for the county fire department, actually as one of the fire inspectors, and Livingston was one of my regions of responsibility. So I did a lot of plan checks and inspections in our town. So I'm quite familiar with new development in the city. So usually if anything came across for fire and life safety, I would look at that. So yeah, again, been a long time resident of Livingston. So everything I do here is for the community, and I hope to just continue serving more.
What do you do for fun? I heard that you teach.
For my regular occupation, yes, I from working at Merced County, I actually took a position as working as a high school teacher now. So I actually teach public service for the Livingston High School, and I trying to inspire more kids to go into public safety, whether it's fire, police, EMS, military, but trying to continue that public service kind of trend and hopefully inspire some more students or young adults to take a job in public service.
Council, any questions, comments? Good. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, so I'm going to bring that out for public comment regards to this item.
Hi again. I would like to say that I was a firefighter here for just a short time this previous year and had the chance to work with Jose, and I would strongly recommend him for this position. During the short time that I was able to work with him, he's highly knowledgeable and showed me his background and certificates and his qualifications, and I be an absolutely good fit, especially in terms of public safety, which is a very important topic and something that I feel as our community grows, our community has to catch up with our ability to protect the public and their safety better. And I think you'd be a very good fit for that. So I support him as well.
Thank you. Any more public comments in the chamber? On the phone? Public comments on the phone? All right, bringing this back to the dais. What is the wish of the council?
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to appoint Jose Flores as alternate planning commissioner.
So we have a motion on the floor. Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
All right, we have a second. And actually, well, I will have a question. Well, I think this is the perfect timing before we go into roll call. So we currently have officially we have two vacancies for alternates. In the past, at one time, we had only one alternate in the Planning Commission. What are the advantages or disadvantages of only having one alternate, from your point of view, Miguel?
I think the advantages of having two alternates versus one is you have more people that are being, more residents are being involved in the community, number one, so it's an education process. To serve on the Planning Commission does take time to become familiar with the general plan, with the zoning code, to become familiar with the process of land use. The other advantage of having two members as alternates is if there's an absence, if you will, if someone is sick, then you have two members that can fill in and they can help meet a quorum. A quorum would represent three members. And this last year, we've had the opportunity where, because we had alternates, we were able to conduct business because the two alternates members were able to fill in when some of the Planning Commissioner regulars were not able to attend. So it adds more flexibility. Another option is, it's not on the table tonight, but you can expand the Planning Commission makeup from 5 members to 7 members, and it'll accomplish the same thing. But overall, I think the more representation you have on the commission, you get more input, more participation, and there's more of an education process for those that are being involved. That's a good thing.
All right, thank you. If there are no more questions, I move for roll call.
Roll call. Councilmember Roth?
Yes.
Councilmember Mann?
Yes.
Councilmember Soto?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Samra?
Yes.
Mayor Moran?
Yes,
Motion approved by a vote of 5-0.
thank you. Congratulations. I thought Jackie was going to say something. You forgot? Send us an email, okay? All right. All right. Item number 6. Wow, it's only 7:58 and we're already on the last item. Item number 6, discussion and potential action on the Joint Powers Authority Agreement with MCAG. Christina?
Thank you, Mayor. This agreement is not yet ready for action. A proposed change has been made by the City of Merced to revise Section 12.1, which is the provision that states what is required for an amendment to the agreement. They have proposed that it be required that all members agree to an amendment. In the last iteration of the agreement, it was listed as only 5 out of the 7 members, with one of them being required to be the county. And Merced has suggested that it should be all members that are required to agree to an amendment to align with the termination provision, which also requires all members to vote on a termination.
Okay. And I think so far, and I know that we only had last time a very brief opportunity to kind of, for the council, for all of the council, to look at this agreement, and I had other opportunities to look at this, and I don't know how this council feels in regards to the term, Article 4.2, which relates to the term. The previous agreement was, and since it was established since the beginning of MCAG, the agreement had been 10 years. And now it is being proposed to be 30 years, which seems, in my own personal point of view, too long. And so I don't know how this council feels, but I think this is an opportunity for us to kind of, just like Merced and other agencies have done in the past within this agreement, to propose back to, I guess, I don't know, to the group of attorneys being involved, to look and see, to not make any changes to this article and keep it at 10 years. But then again, that is just my own personal opinion. And even though there are more items that I'm concerned about, the other section that I think should go back or not changed to how it was before, to continue having the arbitration clause and not the mediation, I think it is. Because mediation is just, nothing is going to get done, really. I mean, it's just talking, getting in a room and across the table and talking to each other and mediating. Even if they don't agree, nothing gets done. But if we have an arbitrator, then you present your case, both parties or 3 parties or whatever it is, and then the arbitrator will make a decision. And I think that's what's best. That way, it's not always one-sided, and it's not always like David versus Goliath kind of thing, And I think this way, every agency involved in MCAG has equal power, and now one agency has more power than the other, because MCAG was built to bring all the agencies together, all the incorporated cities and the county, and each agency should be equal. Not one agency should be more powerful than the other one. And so I think I can deal with the other concerns that I have in regards to this GPA, but I think it's to the benefit of all agencies to have equal say on the decision-making process, including changing, in the current MOU, it's arbitration. They want to change it to mediation, which I don't think it's a benefit to anyone. And the term they're trying to change it from 10 years to 30 years, and I think it should stay to 10 years. Council, how do you feel?
Mr. Mayor?
Yes.
I know you're the member for the MCAG, and I'm the alternate. And having served on the MCAG board in the past, I do agree with you. 30 years is an awful long time to tie hands of the future councils, and that's an awful long time. None of us is going to be around probably. That's how long this runs. I agree with you. It should be 10 years. But, and also on the arbitration, I think that should be, as an arbitration, not a mediation. I can see the strong point. I believe, like was pointed out earlier, that some other jurisdictions have proposed. We can forward this on to our desires to see, how it would work, So I think we should, I'm not sure how that would work, council. Because we as a council as a whole haven't really weighed in yet.
Right, these negotiations have been going on for some time that predate not just this, most of this council's members, but I think for the other agencies as well, some of the turnover has caused the negotiations to reopen a little. I can tell you that I do believe that you will receive significant pushback, but that doesn't mean that we can't bring it forward.
Well, it doesn't hurt to bring it forward. If you get a pushback, then we get a pushback. But at least it's worth a try, in my view.
Council?
Yeah, the only thing I had was the 30-year term also. I think that's way too long. So, that's it.
With the proposed changes, honestly, I do. And I have no issues with having them come back to that topic at the county level.
I'm in agreement with what was said. The 30 years is way too long, and that the whole mediation process where they're going to, the 6 agencies coming together and going through the ranking process, waiting 30 days, and another 90, the total, even selecting mediators, a long process. So if you can take that to the table, that would be great.
Okay. I'd like to go out for public comment in regards to this item. Is there any public comment in regards to this item on the phone? Hearing none. Any public comment here in the chamber? Seeing none, bringing this back to the dais. So if I think so, Christina, so probably direction would be based on the majority of the council, if not all of the council, that the 2 items, Article 4.2 in regards to the term and Section 13.6 in regards to mediation, which should be arbitration. Those will be the 2 items that this council would like to send back, and as hoping that those changes are not, those 2 items are not changed.
Does the council want to weigh in on the proposed revisions to the amendment requirements? They were previously only to require 5 members, including 1 Board of Supervisor member.
So that is section...
And the proposed change is now that all members must agree to any amendments. Section 12.1.
12.1. So Section 12.1 currently reads, with the exception of Article 10, this agreement may be amended at any time by agreement of 5 members, one of which must be the County of Merced. Let me underline that. The County of Merced's agreement should be evidenced by a resolution of the County Board of Supervisors. Agreement of a city member should be evidenced by a resolution of the respective city council. However, no amendment may add to the duties or obligations of a member without the agreement of such member. I do agree with that. And then once again, here's just one example of, let me read this again. This agreement may be amended at any time by agreement of 5 members, one of which must be the County of Merced. I thought that every agency should be equal and not necessarily, the County of Merced should be more special than any other agency. So for one, the language there, it's already, kind of prejudiced to, and not but overall, I do agree that any changes to the article should be with all of the agencies, all of the 7 agencies involved, and not just 5. 6 cities and 1 county. So it's 7 agencies, correct? Or would that be, well, here's the other question, because even though we have 7 agencies, but we have 11 votes.
That's correct, because you have the entire, the Board of Supervisors. And so under the currently written provision, you could have 3 county representatives plus only 2 of the city agencies to approve an amendment to the agreement.
So this article right now, so it would be 4 agencies, 4 cities, and 1 county.
Potentially, as it's written now, you could have 3 county and 2 city. Right,
But
there's a
just
minimum.
one of
for
which
county.
must be,
Yeah, but that's a minimum. So it could be 3 plus 2 cities to formulate an approval for an amendment.
And can you clarify the city of Merced's request?
The city of Merced would require that all 7 agencies approve by, through their boards. So it would have to be taken back to the County Board of Supervisors, Merced City Council, Gustine City Council, Livingston City Council.
So then in that case, the Board of Supervisors would only be the 1 agency, 1 vote.
Correct.
Okay, yes, I agree.
Yeah, I think that makes good sense.
Council? Any questions? What is your wish? So this is just direction. What would be the potential action?
It's just a direction to staff, being the city attorney's office, to take these negotiation points back to the other agencies.
So we have the 2 previous items, the term and the arbitration, and then this will be potentially be item number 3, or just show support.
I think we should show support for that amendment.
I agree. How does the rest of the council feel? Yes.
I agree also, Mr. Mayor.
I'm in agreement with the revision, definitely.
Okay. Is there anything else that we need to do here with regards to this item, other than just?
Nope, that's it.
That's reaction. Okay. All right. Okay. Council direction on future. I already went out for public comment. Council direction on future agenda items. Anyone? Mr. Mann?
No, Mayor.
Jason?
No, Mr. Mayor.
Ms. Soto? On future agenda items?
Not at this moment.
Mayor Pro Tem?
Not at this time, Mr. Mayor, thank you.
There's only one thing I'd like to revisit, which will be in regards to our council members' committees, responsibilities. Now that we have our full council, I think it will be a good time to go back and see if what kind of assignments we can pass over to Mr. Mann. So if we can have that.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. We knew somebody was slacking off there, you know.
So is there anything else? Okay, so we're going to adjourn this meeting at 8:13 p.m.
We gotta post it on Facebook.